Another weapon that you can use, which is always with you,
Это ваши часы, то есть, например, вот, часы или кольца какие-то, если у вас есть, например, в данном случае часы.
in this case, let's say you have a watch. Sometimes it could be some jewelry like rings that you're wearing.
То есть, вот,
So for example, the person has grabbed you by the hand
вы там по какой-то причине не можете вырвать руку, крепкую,
and you're unable to rip your hand out because he's got a very firm grip on you.
вы можете захват.
And in this case, you can brush your watch up against his fingers again, loosening the grip.
То есть вы подняли,
And if you have especially a metallic watch, you can inflict pain on his fingers.
ударили, то после этого легко будет. То есть даже если у вас захватили, вы что делаете? Вы раз часами ударили по...
Even if he's grabbed you by the hand on which you are wearing the watch,
Просто ударите ему на пальцах, ударили.
you can just press down on his fingers using your watch and open up.
После этого легко освобождать.
The grip is opened up.
Вот самое целесообразное. Раз провели, открыл.
Another variation is just to rub the watch right up against the fingers,
Вот самое интересное.
or brush it up against the skin,
После этого легко выйти.
and it's easy to break away from the hold.
То есть это как работать с часами, которые...
I will now show work using a comb when you have one on you.
Например, вот когда сейчас...
For example, you're being grabbed by the throat.
Вы просто делаете такие зубьями по коже.
Just cut away on the skin using the bristles of the comb,
Рука такая добрая, вот здесь.
and right away the hand is opened up.
То же самое здесь. Тоже принцип, как работать с кредитной карточкой.
The principle is the same as when you're working with a credit card.
Любой участник очень больно, эффект довольно серьезный. Видите, вот это легко отцепляется сразу автоматически. То есть если, здесь, когда вот, видите, вы чуть его провернули, да?
So just twist the hand around a little bit, cut away with the bristles,
То есть то же самое по ушам.
and you can also swipe at his ear.
То же самое, как сейчас за голову вас держит, вы ушли, вы взяли, вот то же самое вы можете сделать, как вы делали с кредитной
Much like using the credit card, again, you can apply the bristles of the comb right to the pain area in the nose,
Вниз кидаете расчетку по губам.
and then stroke downwards and brush it against his lips. The comb can also be thrown.
То есть может быть по глазам и по ушам.
You could strike at different parts of the face, like the ears and the eyes.
Работу вы тоже, вы опять выводите, чистите по рукам, зубами, после этого легко нож.
Again, you can use the comb to move the knife out of the way, cut away either the hand or the throat.
Довольно легко, вы что-то видите,
You could even do a slapping motion on the back of the hand, which opens up, especially if you have a fairly heavy comb. Again, you can break off the bristles of the comb, and you have something, a knife-like weapon that you're carrying. And so here you've brushed against his finger, removed the knife. The more the vulnerable and the sensitive area of the opponent, that's where you want to be striking with the comb. Just brush against the fingers. Again, make sure to bring the chest out forward when the knife is at the throat. And again, you can brush up against the inner part of the forearm. This is what's called unconventional pain. Typically people are not used to this type of pain because they've not experienced it. Again, here you've brushed up against the ears and get on the forearm and remove the knife. Here you've pressed using the comb up against your body and remove the knife. See here, you can again brush up right against the fingers in either direction. Similarly, you can stroke it against the thumb, jab it into the wrist. You can poke him in the elbow joint. Brush it up against the exposed forearm muscle. Also in one of the points just under the knuckles. Here you can brush against the fingers on the outside. In the forearm point of pain. In the elbow joint. So you have an option either to stroke it up along the line fashion or a jab in one point. You could also jab it into the bicep muscle. See here, you've exposed the bicep and you've jabbed them, and automatically his neck becomes exposed and you can jab it in the neck area after. Make sure that you're poking him right under the neck muscle. There's the muscle, and you're jabbing it right underneath the muscle. The most basic is, of course, to go right for the eye, but as you can see, he'll very quickly turn his head away. In which case, then you just brush it right up against the forearm. Now, similarly, if the opponent has a knife in his hand, you move out of the way just ever so slightly, and again, jab in one of the areas in the back of the hand. Here you could also use the pen or pencil to pinch the skin with the thumb. Here, for example, you're pinching right in the chin area, or you can drive it under the cheek, or right under the neck muscle. Here, just poke it just down right under the muscle, and grab the other with the thumb. Again, here you can jab it just under the ear, and twist the ear downwards with the thumb. And make sure again the ear is twisted downwards. Again, you can either pinch the muscle, pinch the skin. Here you can grab the lower lip. The nose you can do it on. And again, you're always using both points. Here you have any type of brushing motion in the area of the eye. Another example of work is when you're working with glasses, or, for example, if your opponent is wearing glasses. So here you take off your glasses so that the handles are facing him, and you're poking the handles right into his eyes. So here you're working with the frame from an up to down, from a down up motion. Or you could fold the frame and hitting with the main part of the frame right into the eye. Similarly, you can toss the eyeglasses at the opponent and then continue working. For example, in this case, he has a knife, he's threatening you with it. You instantly throw the glasses at him and continue working. You're basically lifting him off using either your middle or your index finger, and just toss him at the opponent. And then you continue work against the knife. For example, if the opponent is the one that's wearing the glasses, typically you can have an up-down strike right across the frame which is on the bridge of the nose. So you're hitting from the base of your palm, hitting right on top of the frame. And it hits the bridge of the nose, and then you can press down. So another way to repel the opponent is if he's harassing you. For example, you don't want to inflict too much pain on him. Well, what you do is you grab by the handles and you pull down. And it instantly inflicts pain on the ears and on the nose. So right away, just press down and it causes pain. A cap is a fairly effective weapon, and it's pretty easy to work with it as well. For example, you have an opponent with a gun. In this case, you would lift your hands higher than the barrel of the gun only so that it enables you to take the cap off. Again, here you can toss the cap into the opponent's face and then remove the gun. You can just throw it into the opponent's face. And you bring your hands to your head and just toss it in the head area. Take a step to the side so in case he fires, it misses you. And then chop at the wrist, remove the gun, and use the gun to strike the opponent. Grab by the visor. Move just a bit off to the side. And hit the opponent's hand using the back of the cap. The object is that you're using the back strap of the cap to rip the gun out of the opponent's hand. So slap the cap on top of the opponent's hand and then rip using the strap of the cap. So here you can lift your hands in the air and grab the strap of the cap. Put your fingers behind the strap. Tilt yourself a bit to the side. And then you're striking at the opponent's hand with the visor. Again, you're putting your fingers behind the strap. And with the visor, you're hitting at the back of the opponent's hand.
Значит,
The
смещение.
opponent is holding the gun in his left hand, step off to the right.
То что делать? Значит, вы ударили, когда вы выбили оружие, вторая часть идет козырьком по лицу.
The follow-through motion is once you've knocked the gun out, you're striking at the face with the cap.
Раз, два.
And you can follow through and hit the arm again.
Если
Again, if let's say the visor has some metal studs, then it becomes even more effective.
то есть опять вот вы стоите, вот видите, ну, после этого вы забираете оружие.
For example, here, if you have your cap on backwards,
То есть вы кидаетесь к рукам.
here you're throwing the cap from using the visor. Let's say the opponent has a knife in his hand in this case,
Вы боитесь, что у вас порезы там, то есть, как,
and you're afraid that he's obviously going to cut you.
вы боитесь, что вы схватите нож и пальцем порезы.
And you're afraid also that if you're grabbing the knife, that you'll cut your fingers.
И оппонент там старается как-то слаженно делать.
And the opponent is making attempts to slash you.
То есть вы что делаете? Вы ловите при движении, вы пальцем закрываете, вы ловите.
You grab the knife with the cap,
После этого вы забираете оружие.
and after that you can remove it.
Если вы стараетесь, выкручивать.
And make sure the twisting of the motion removes the knife.
То же самое, когда он идет, вы вот забираете, просто можете ударить козырьком по рукаву.
And again, here you can move it off and strike with the visor to loosen the grip.
Раз, вот видите, вот попал сюда нож.
Here, the knife has been caught into the cap.
Что делать? Вы сразу раз пытаетесь накрутить.
Here you twist the cap around and remove the knife.
Это опять трудно, видите,
So make sure you take a step off to the side.
После этого начинаете просто крутить шляпу, крутить.
And you just start twisting that cap around.
И все, после этого очень легко нож забираете.
And after that, it's very easy to remove the knife.
Я сказал раз, я был протянул, знаете, я кручу в сторону.
See, in this case, I'm demonstrating work where the opponent is wearing the hat, and after I've moved the knife out of the way, I twist his cap, which prevents him from seeing.
Окей, то есть, опять, вот он меня бьет, я где-то ушел в сторону, раз,
I've moved off to the side, I grab the visor, pull it down, twist.
Если крутить жестко, то...
If I twist very hard, then his head is turned right around.
То есть вот он пошел движением, я его обхожу, я ему чуть вниз.
I pull it down and twist. Let's say if he's wearing his cap on backwards,
То есть когда идет удар, например, я что делаю? Я его обвожу, затем выберу вниз.
again here I can again grab from behind and pull him down.
То есть пошло движение, я отвел, я
Again, I've moved it out.
И нож у меня, то есть после этого легко выбрать оружие.
And it's easy to remove the gun, the knife at that point.